welcome to Crafty Viddy. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your own background using stamps, then make a card out of it. Don't forget that the materials are listed down in the description below, along with the links on where you can get them. Let's get started. First, we're going to start off by making our background. So I'm going to take my smallest white piece and put it on top of another plain sheet of paper so the table doesn't get messy. To make this background, you will need 3 different colors of dye ink pads. I took purple, green, and red. You will also need a set of stamps, and I took flower stamps because I'm going to make a flower background. If you want to take a different set of stamps, you can do that. To stamp, we also need a big stamping block. First, I'm going to take one big flower, so I choose this, and I'm going to put it on my stamping block. Now I need a color. I'm going to choose the red one for this flower. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm gently going to tap it on the ink pad. Once I did that, I'm going to close the cap, and I'm going to stamp this flower in a random place. I would not stamp it in the smack center because we need space for more flowers too. So I'm going to stamp it in the corner over here. Like that. Just like that, we're going to do it a few other times in different places in the paper. Your flower can also come out of the paper too, if you want it. Now that we are done with our first big flower, I'm going to take another flower which is slightly smaller than the last one. So I'm going to take this one over here, and I'm going to put it on my stamp block. For this flower, I choose purple. So I'm going to take my purple ink pad and do the exact same thing that I did for my last flower. So I'm going to gently tap it on the ink pad, and I'm going to stamp this all over my paper. Now that we are done with that, I'm going to take an even smaller flower from the stamp set, which looks like this, and I'm going to put it on my stamp block. If you want, you can also add another color in your set. So I'm going to add another shade of green for this flower. I'm going to open this. And I'm going to do the same thing that we did for our previous flowers. For our last stamp and last color, I'm going to take this tiny flower shaped stamp. I'm going to put it on my stamp block. And I'm going to use this other shade of green for this stamp. And for this time, I'm going to try to cover as much gap as possible. You can also tilt your stamp if you need to. If you overlap a little bit, it's okay. Once you are done, you can take out your paper. As you can see, I have no more space for any other stamp. So I'm officially done with my background. Next, we're going to add a sentiment. I'm using a sentiment that says, hello. So I'm going to stick this on my stamp block. And I'm going to take a black ink pad and I'm going to tap this ink pad on top of my stamp. You have to tap it as much as possible so we can get the most ink. Close this lid. And I'm going to stamp this on the center of my paper. You can see that some of the center parts are not stamped properly, but that's okay because we can fix it with a black Sharpie or a marker. I'm going to use this marker to color in the spots that we missed. Now it's time to glue the card together. First, I'm going to glue these two pieces. So I'm taking my color cardstock and my background paper and gluing them together. Now we can glue this onto the card. We are now done with this card, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned how to create a background using just stamps. And if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Crafty Viddy. See you next time.